So this is the video. Just, I don't know, just stop. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to let it get in the way. Arts and entertainment, the channel that I talk with in right now, Mr. Tackpans. What is it? What is Mr. Tackpans? What does he do? Well, it's a he. Is it me? Is it actually me? So anyways, we were talking right now in the last video, the egg and the sperm. And what happens with the egg and the sperm is it brings on blackjack. And why does it bring on blackjack? I'm going to have to show you this numerically. First, I just want to show you what I wrote here. Wow, I keep leaning on my keyboard and I keep shutting down my computer and everything else. Okay, I wanted to talk about this also. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. And I want to get into the Great Black 29. I didn't do great. I don't know why. Well, that's 25 and 6 is 31. Great is 51, just like Mars. But Mars is in 4 letters. This is great. It can also be giant if you want to exchange it. Okay. I don't know why, but there's the N and the R can be exchanged. There's letter exchanges. I don't know how it works. I see it in my visions. And there's reasons for the exchange. And don't forget, they do it in Spanish. They do it in French. The H is silent. When you want to say laugh, it is ending with GH, but you don't hear nor the G nor the H. You hear an F. And believe it or not, the G and the H are the 7th and 8th letter, equaling to 15. 1 and 5 is 6. The 6th letter is F. It is the house of 42. And I know that because it shows me it there. My tools and everything I talk about is because of the deck of cards, the calculator, the roulette wheel. All these possessions and sports, whatever you see. So where was I? Because I always tend to lose myself. Okay, so I just want to do this one piece. Is that Mars is 4 letters. I have to write it all out. 4 times 27 equals to 80 and 28. Okay, please note that 7 and 9 are very, very special. Very, very special, more special than 8. But 8, they all have something within them. The thing is, on the telephone, there were 3 letters, T-U and V with number 8, right? And 1, there was nothing. Okay, but I'm going to put Q and Z on it just to leave it over here, right? 20, this is 63. 7 times 7, 7 plus 7. Tav. Vit. So what happens is this value on the telephone is 70, and this value is 98. And what they did is they removed the Q. Now it's 53. Q is 17. And here they removed the Z. So now it's going to be 72. So now you have 72 and 53. And it could be 63 and it could be 43. When you do the Pythagorean count to something, let me see something. I'm going to just try and see if I can do 31 and 30, 34 and 39 equals to, no, 34 and 29 equals to 63. 30, 40, 50, 63. 9 and 4 is 13. Okay, but when you put it here to the Pythagorean world, I'm not sure if I got the right answer. 9 and 4 is 13. And 3 and 2 is 5. Wow, that's the sun. Birth in the DC world. Everything keeps going back to the sun. Wow. 513, Mars creation. Right over here. You can also go 13 if you want. Okay, and what are we going to do with that? Are we going to go 1 to the power of 2 equaling to 1 and 3 to the power of 2 equaling to 9? Is that the spread? Are we going to do that? What's that equation? Does it exist somewhere? Why are we going to do it? But now we have to do it all over the place. And just like paint, if we throw all the paint into the bucket, we're just going to end up with one crazy color, right? And it ain't going to be a bright color, will it? Unless you put a lot of white. But anyways, what answer? So this is equal to 54. I was looking for 53. So it would be 34 and 28. And this would equal to 62. And this one would equal to 13. What the? This 9 and 4 is, oh, okay, this one equals to 12. And this equals to 5. So 512 is memory. And it's also the end of the year, there's 1.25 extra days. Always add on 0.22. I don't know if it's an angle or what it is, but there's an extra 22. I don't know if it goes to life, to the pull. I don't know if it goes to our thinking, our aura. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it goes to what is 4 times this world equaling to 88. And equaling to the distribution through the constellation and the constellation of lost time streaming. I don't know. Maybe there's work to be done during the year and this is lost. So anyways, when we create this, this will now end up equaling to 53 instead of what is 62, which is the queen. And 5 and 2, 7. 5 and 2, 7, 6 and 3, 9, 2 and 3, 5, 6 and 5, 2. So 6 and 5 equals to 2, 3 and 2 equals to 5. So you're going to have Earth's heart inside of this one. But anyways, I want to get back to what I mentioned over here, right? And by the way, gold is number 38. Okay? And where do all these numbers come from? Well, this final number, number 20, when you calculate something like the number 28, which then turns into 26, which then turns into 20. So when it comes into 20, okay, I only can have one dimension with it, thinking that, hey, maybe it's both worlds, and you can't go anywhere else other than just say 2, 0, meaning all of what is, maybe the whole cube. I always count 0 as 6, so we'd be just rotating over itself. But what it is 2 times 6 equals 12. 2 plus 6 equals 8, and it ends right there. There's my T20. Okay, here's my thing right now. Okay, it's okay as long as she doesn't move forward anymore. Where else was I going to go with this? So this is my T20. I'm just trying to figure out. This is the heavens of creation. It's 2 numbers, right? Here, and then we have, just give me a second, we have this. This is what we have. We have one of these and one of these. So how many of these go in here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 96, and then it's 1 free of 24. But what if, okay, I started like this? So then there's a whole, what's it called, that's going to happen. There's a whole thing that I just can't get into that right now. I just got to stick with what's going on over here. We got to go to blackjack. So we're going to go to blackjack. And I said she can't lie on my book. I know that's the way she is, and she'll just roll right over until she's got that whole book up there. Because these things are information grabbers. She can fill the information. When I put my hand here, I want to show you something. Just watch. I'm not touching her. Watch. So now you see. So now we just have to. We're gonna ask her if she can leave. We love you so much, baby dear. We really, really do. We really do. We really do. But we got some work to do. Is that where you want to be? You want to be? Is that where you want to be? So I think we're gonna have to ask her to go on the floor. Can we all ask her to go on the floor? Come on, I'm gonna tilt over. You wanna go on the floor or you wanna just sit here? What do you wanna do? What do you wanna do? What do you wanna do? Just gonna put it on pause for a minute. Okay, so now we're gonna go on to blackjack. And just give me a second. So it's been close to an hour I've been away, and usually I forget. So we're going to go into blackjack, as well as we are going to look back to this comment that I made. And the comment is right over here. I'm just trying to find where my camera is now. I just need to bring the two together so I can see what I'm looking at. And what we're going to be looking at is great, which is Mars, black, which is 29. 29 is a connection not only to 29, but on the roulette wheel, 29, 26, 28, and 31. Number 13, 13, 31 comes together. So if we have the moon and the sun, do we have the black moon? Do we have the black sun? Or is it the dark side of the moon? So we're going to do this equation right over here. So what started out, I believe, as a decent video turned into like this upside down thing. So where does number 29 come in black? First of all, 29 can be created while starting at 16, and it will show up here in two facets. First of all, I call it star system math, which is multiplication and addition. You notice one seems to be on two levels, one level here, one level here, one level here, one level here. Here we only have one. So it will be 3 and 1 between what is 1, a multiplication, but divides a single area into 4. I'm learning to understand not only that when you look at the area, it is a 4. One leg to stand on. The world is actually this way. So it's actually, if I knew what the angle this was over here, this is the way life actually is. We have that, what do you call it? In the champagne glass, it's standing straight, but it's the olive in the glass. And do not forget about the bell, nor forget about Mother Bell. And you know, sometimes they usually say, this is a seal, but you know, they put it with that. Why don't they say mother, father? You know, they go mother, right? Why don't they say father, you know, like this? I don't know why. So Bell is 235 BCE. BCE. 1 and 1 is actually B. So 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 is 1 and 2 equaling to C. 2 plus 1 equals to 3. 1 times 2 equals to 2 equals to 5. And we have C and E in the B world. What is the B world? One thing about black, okay, is it starts off with number 13. The second part about black is it's going to tell me about 50. Roman numeral. There's a Roman numeral in there. I really don't know what everything's telling me, but this is, I'm going to have to include this into anything that has values of 50. The $50 bill that is red. The bull's eye and darts. So now remember, it's a bull's eye. What does that mean? That means that if this was Stickman over here, okay, and they had to get Stickman over here, you only need to hit here. Just because the bull's got horns on each end, this is your bull's eye. The value is 50, surrounded by 25 green. Okay, and this is red. So it's 27 and 49 to a single digit count equals 67. To a full count, it will equal to 76. So this becomes Earth over here. Where else am I going to go with this? Um, Black, yes, let me show you how I get there. God, I went all over the place with this. Why don't I just stick to one thing? 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 is 7 and 6. 7 times 6, 7 plus 6 equals to 42, equals to 13. 42 minus 13 is 29. If you add it, equals to 55. The two of them equal to 84. They equal to Pluto, a 2-to-1 planet. 2 times 4 equals to 8, or it's a 1/2 planet. We have to look at it both ways. So it's an E world creation. 12, 21. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals 3 and 2, 5. And there's a whole mathematical thing that I've been going over for years, so I'm not going to get into that. Now, when you put the 55 over here, 9 and 5 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5, 7 and 2 and 5 is 7, and now we have the DC world moon. Moon equaling to 57, DC equaling to 3 times what is 25 equaling to this, and it is a gateway to 66 through the 7th gate. The reason for that is when you bring things back into their own zone, right, you might be, how do I explain that? When you put 3 things together, you only have one thing, and you have less, I just can't explain it. Like, imagine you had a 20-foot long piece of wood and you cut it up and you made a door frame out of the whole thing. Okay, so 5, 10, 15, and 6, the letters are of. So every time you say the letter of, you're actually talking about DC. You're also talking about the cube, house of DC. You're also talking about the F, the O, and the F equaling to 21, the cube, and 3 2s is 6. 3 times 5 is 15, 1 and 5 is 6, and that's what your gateway passage through 7 and 5 is, because in gematria, okay, I'm going to do this real quick. No, that's not what I wanted to do. You see, I did it too quick. Did I? Yeah, I think is this the way it is? No, no good. Okay, okay. This is 5, this is 5, this is 7. Okay, 2 times 5 equals 10. 2 plus 5 equals 7. I go ahead and I connect 66. Both worlds come together. 57, 75, both worlds come together through what is 6 times 6, 6 plus 6 equals 36, equals to 12, equals to 48. What is the ring? What is the pole? What is to buy and sell? And what is Pluto? What is the cycles? 3 times 16. And what is the cycle of 328? This is going to be the PL combination. It is the purple world, where red and blue came together in the cycle. I say that because, how can I explain this? It's, and also the division between day and night. The 28 is a cycle, okay, the 1 moon cycle. 16 and 12, in which closes it out in the 16 pool balls. 12 is a purple pool ball, and it also connects to the 4 ball, so it becomes the 4 and the 12, okay, equaling to what is now your 16. This is your DCE world. I'm not really sure which way can you do it. DCE world, in which the C is replaced, okay, because that is the hearts of all the worlds. How can I show you that reality? If I cannot show you, it does not exist. First of all, putting together pieces and parts, we can put this 3 and 3 together with nothing in between, or we can, you see, this is love. And then here, we put this in between the two, and it became this. And now we had an area space between 2 areas, and now we have the block. So if I had to create this as a block, okay, it would no longer be a block. I don't even know how to, is that the way that image ends up going, or do I have to do it Oh, this way here, or is it this way? I don't know. I'm just trying to understand. I shouldn't have done that, right? Shouldn't have done that. Not really sure what I should have did. What was that supposed to look like? Something like that. Okay, so these are the obligations that come in. You can see this is a front wall, this is a back wall. You can almost like spin it around and look like the at sign. Um, the octagon turtle, trying to understand the 4 diamonds. And we cannot create another diamond because this is 3 by 3. It'll create X's. The only way I can create a real diamond and diamonds on the corner in a hexagon is if I spread it out by 2 wide and not a singular wide. So there's an equation sitting right over there. And if you note, right over here, right, is a 7 between them. 7 here, and they're all around. All of them around. There's all around. Between each one of these, there's a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 of these. There'll be 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 8 sevens connected to the top and the bottom of this. But that's another equation to look at. Mr. number 84. Miss number 51. Miss comes from Mars. I'm going to show you that real quick, and then I'm going to show it to you in another video. We're going to get on to the 6 days. 6 days God created animal and man in a day of rest. In 6 days the chicken laid 6 eggs in a day of rest. In 6 players went onto the rink. Okay, for each team 6 and 6, but there was only 1 team and only 1 goalie per team. Here there was 6 points to a touchdown with 1 point to the extra point. Knowing what 10 is, yes, we have to get into that. I want to get into that. We also have to know A to L equals to 78. A to I equals to 45. The difference is 33. That is your rotation 6, 9. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3. 96, which is 24 times 4. Or 69, which is 23 times 3. And what's ironic about that is your 3 and 4 is your DC house polarity, meaning that your X and your W become polarities within themselves, showing you that 5 and 6 have, actually, it's not, I don't know if it's a polarity, or is that what you would say it, or the love house where they kiss and they come together. There's only one difference. It is the reverse. Or is that the greatest polarity between all of these, right, is going to be 3 and 24. That's the great polarity. Do you know why I'm saying that? Is because if I put my hand this way and a friend of mine came up to me and, okay, put his hands up the same way, okay, our thumbs and our hands would be exactly the same position. But if I cross my hands over to the other side, his or her thumb will be on the opposite side, making it 66, and our fingers would be a little bit different. That means where my pinky is, okay, would be the pointer finger. So we would now be matching up 4, 3, 2. Which ones are our fingers? 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I would go 4, 3, 2. So is it these 3 fingers that are 2, 3, 4? And 1 and 5 are out, the pinky and the thumb. Know this is Mars. Know 2, 3, and 4 as our vibration. Understand the 2 hands and 6, 7, and 8 that crisscross. Know that there are 4, 10 faces and 2, 15 faces. I'm going to show you something. What it is that I think I wrote this down already. When the number is in the corner, do I have let me show you on here. When there's a cube on the corner over here, right? And a cube over here and a cube over here. So what am I thinking? What was I thinking? Yes, so I can't go from this cube to this cube. These 2 cubes don't work together. These cubes work together, and these cubes work together. So all the double house cubes work together at the 7th gate. And the reason for the 7th gate is there's this center here, and this center here, and this center here, and this center here. There's 2, and there's 4, and there's 4 centers to the center one. There's 4 centers. There's 4 color centers on Rubik's, and then there's the where's my good pen? And then there's the 1 area center. But the 1 area center, the pole, okay, has the A, okay, and B, above and below. A above, see the B? OVE, like the avenue. Anyways, so up 8 and above, so that would mean there would be 3. So in the basic, going around, you have 4 going around 1, okay? In which when 4 go around 1, meaning this one, this one, this one, and this one, going around the center of this, okay? While it's going around the center, there's 1 up and down that's not even moving at all while the center is going around. So then that would be 2 and 1. And then the whole thing together would be 1, 2, and 4 as the equation. While 2 stands still, 4 are moving around 1. While 2 stands still around 1, okay, because you're just turning this one over here in the center. Right? In the center. So you're moving 4 around. But what about these 4? Over here. So you're moving these 4 around. And what about these 4 around? And what about these 4 around? So when I'm moving these 4 around, the pole becomes over here. So now what you have to know is there are 3 poles. So this whole equation will now be 3, 6, 3. 3 times 1, 3. 3 by 2, 6. 3 by 4, 12. 1 and 2 is 3. Where else am I going to be with this? Where am I? Blackjack. Yeah, I'm going to have to finish that in another one. I just want to tell you that this would be the sun and the passage in the sun. And when you total the 2 up together, it becomes 99, which is representing Jupiter. It is representing the dark planets. It is representing the cat. It is representing the cat coming back, splicing time, splicing eventual time. What I believe to be, and don't forget this is for entertainment purposes only, what I believe to be the fabric of space and time, in which equals to the 91 spirits, okay, is on a timeline itself. And I believe since humans are apparently something like 70% plus water, that the gorges will be rising for whatever reason it is. If it is true, there is a backlog. Right now, I believe this backlog is being, which I mean, I don't like to say it, but right now this backlog, they didn't know what to do with it over time. And it's a double purpose, and it's called digital money. And by creating this digital money, you can now successfully put all the information out there in your own encrypted account, in which is going to move some of the memory over, where you're going to be the carrier of that memory, and that memory becomes inside the mana, and what it brings to your heart and within you, in order to win over the last realm. What most, and I would say most steep out there, is always to grab more mana. and that is going to satisfy the system, and then we would end up losing to the mana, the soul and the mana. But that's one of the reasons I'm out here, is because the only way for somebody to learn, first of all, is they want to know. People are inquisitive about something, and if you're inquisitive about the Word of God and the alphabet, colors, and is there any other meaning, and why does somebody pray to the animals before, and why do we take care of the animals? Because it makes sense that if there was a movie and we were all the fabric of space, your action is continuous, and it's a continuous energy inside the matrix. It condemns you for who you are, and it will come back at you one day. So why has there been so much lived reversed veil covered over this entire planet? It's a planet of choice. You have to see the choice right to the end. We have created what it is by acceptance. And not only by acceptance, by deceit. So we can see further on in the next worlds and understand how things from, oh my God, I can't believe this is great, I can do anything I want, to how did I get in this situation? You can't convince anybody. You can take the horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So I show you the alphabet. And I show you the planets, their names. And I show you the roulette wheel. And I find equations so that everything is fair. Off the roulette wheel, black letters and red letters. I listen to the public eye. True or not, it's still a word. Nibiru, Binyomin, the 1,000 years hidden down underneath the ground before the red tail was able to come up. From 888 to 1888, 1,000 years, and in 1888, 1,000 years plus time of DC 75 equals to 1963, coming of the Delta creation of the Beta Angels, DCBA 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. And not 1, 2, 3, 6, 4, 10. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 10. Not 1, 2, 3, and 4 equals to 10. 1, 3, 6, 10. 4, 7, 9, 10. It's on the countdown that Jesus came to the birth of a minion, of the one spirit in heaven. 10. Now you go 10-4 on the outside realm, and now you have 104 communication. So the They'll wakes up after 1,000 years, and then 75 years towards the DC moon, equaling to 1963. Then within the age of what brings time over? 37 years to the year 2000, when it is a reset. 1 through 36 equals to 666 reset. 1 and 36 equals to 37. Where is it? 666 divided by 37 equals to 18 chai, which is exactly half of what is 36. If you add up 1 to 18, it equals to 171. It is a gateway. And then from 20, okay, to 20 what? Is it the 2013 bar mitzvah? 2012, 2013, 2021? Or would it be to 2024 into the gateway for 7286? So we put 24 over here and we get 61, or AI if you want to look at it that way. At the same time, we get Earth's heart. That's where I think we just about are right now. Where was I with blackjack? Man, I go a long way, eh? Black number 29. Yes, that's what I was showing you. Man, I just take you too many worlds too fast. Not good. So here it is. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 equals to 6 equals to 7 times 6 equals to 42 plus 6 equals to 13. Minus it equals to 29. Add it equals to 55. Now what we're going to do is we are going to go on to 2 times 9. 2 times 9 equals to 18. 2 plus 9 equals to 11. You have R and you have K into this realm. Now remember, we split over here. This will give us 25 and 10. The seventh gate on Earth, A, B, C, D, equaling to 35. I just want to leave that 35 right there. So we had our 29. The other way to get to 29 is 1 times 1 Fibonacci equals 1. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 times 1 equals 2. 2 plus 1 equals 3. 3 times 2 equals to 6. 3 plus 2 equals to 5. 5 times 6 equals to 30. 5 plus 6 equals to 11. 11 plus 30 equals to 41. 11 times 30, and I usually don't do this. I stop it right there. Equals to 330. 371. You see, we're back to the one spirit of creation, number 37. So we actually stop it right here, and we split it right here. See, this one is 330. This is in rotation of the sun, 6 and 5. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 equals to 4 equals to 5. 4 times 5 equals to 20. 5 plus 4 equals to 9 equals to 29. What does 29 create? Right over here. But in this equation, 30 minus 11 equals to 19. When you add it, it equals to 41. This becomes the Na or DNA sun. And this becomes 169, or the spirit of man on the moon. 57, 28, 29, 33, 21, 91. Bar mitzvah. 13 times 13, 169 moons. The Monopoly game. 169 area space. 44, 25, 69. The go and the properties. Area used. The area used is right here and right here, which is area 48, which is Pluto. And the area over here and coming into this, where this heart is. You see this heart? You see the way it's broken up? This heart? We're going to create a heart out of this design and come up with something else. But so we have this line here, and this line here is 40. The total is 88. So inside this whole rotation of what would elaborate 169 moons, plus the size of the moon, 13 times 13, 14 times 14. And we also have to remember, and there's so much mathematics going on, I do not want to write it all, and it's 40 minutes into this video. If somebody comes out and asks me to do it, what it is, 13 by 13 is 169, 14 by 14 is 196. Now, they're bridged. There's a bridge, 79, 89. There's 27 between that bridge. Now, you see, in numbers, when you're counting by 2 ones, it's great. I go up 1, 2, 3. If I'm going up, and then I'm going down. So when I'm going down, if you're going down and you're going down the stairs, I have one area where I add a letter, right? I have to explain it to you, is that the letter M and the letter N are both valued at 1. And L and O are the next one. And this is 2, and this is 2. They are the reverse of each other. But I'm going down. I only went over here because it was the same number. Or do I continue going down and it's 1 below? So is 1 1 below and M 1 above? Or is it 0.5 below? So I'm trying to figure out, you see, when I see the same number 1, I just go over to the right. Otherwise, if you want to go down from 1, the next number is 9.
So I'm not never really sure, but this is the separation between M and N, and it's like a completely new alphabet. And when you're doing it by dots, I mean, you would have these two dots here. When you're doing it by area squares, would you do it like this, or would you leave a complete area square open? And even while you leave it open, you've used up the 4 dots here and the 4 dots here. So you have 8 dots and 3 areas. 2 used and 1 not used. It's the same setup. It's the same setup. Okay, in roulette, when you come to 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, this area over here is black and this area is red, but it's too high. I don't want to get into that. Anyways, I didn't finish with blackjack yet. So this is your number 29. Blackjack is in the sun. It pays you 3 to 2 when you get a blackjack. You can take insurance against the house and it'll pay you 2 to 1. Both these equations will create the same thing. At the same time, you will get 1.5 times for a BJ. Okay, and a BJ is also the 2 and the 10th letter. And now what you're talking about is the gateway. And the gateway is in the month of February. Why it's 2 and 10? Because it's the second letter and it's the 10th letter. So now you're going to go Y and Q. So now we're going to have to understand 25 and 17 is 42. So yes, it does create the gateway. This is the game of pool. In the game of pool, there are 8 solids and 7 stripes. And that gateway comes when you go 1 through 18 equals to 171. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7. 7 and 8 is 15, 15. And now we're going to start to get into new numbers in tennis, and I don't want to do that right now. The numeric value for Mars is 1.5. Where else am I going to go with this? The number 19, yes. What's ironic about this one over here, the next step, you see number 41, NA, right? And if you count 1 through 14, it equals to 105. I just remembered. Don't think I'm smart in math. It's just a memory thing. And then inside over here is BC. Remember, inside over here, you can make another equation between 1 and 4 because it's not a 10. You see, when you get to 17, that becomes a 10. When you get to 13, it's a teen. 14 is a teen. 15 is a teen. 16 is a teen. 17, 18, 19 are not the same. 17 is Mars. 18 is the sun. And 19 is the moon. Where am I in this? Yes, okay, we're over here. So what you're going to do in blackjack is everybody sits at the table, but we're just going to take it one way, that the ace equals 11, and it's the high card. And that's your high card, 8, 11, and 9, 11. 8, 2, and 9, 2. 8, 1, and 9, 1. 1 times 8, 1 plus 8, and you have all those equations. So what we're doing next, let me think what I was. Yes, so when you count all the way over to the 9 card, it equals to 45, and then the 10, Jack, Queen, King equals to 40. So the total count is 85, right? Now what you can have is you're going to go from the 2 all the way to the 9 when creating ace 11. You remember I once said to you the alphabet is A to H, right? Which is 1 to 8. Well, here's that obligation. Although you have the I, it's inside the house and not outside the house, right? So where were we? Right, so now you're going to count 2 through 9, and it's going to equal 44, equaling to the passage, equaling to the area space. So now when you get 44 and 40, you now have 84, and that area space is inside Pluto. But now you're going to get 11 equaling to 95, because the ace became 11, and that is Neptune. And I want you to remember that Neptune, because I am going to do a Neptune Einstein and 1776. Right after this, Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Loving it. Take care. Peace to everybody.